on my last video. By the way, welcome to the Den of the Djinn. I appreciate the love, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys got a little annoyed that it kind of ended kind of abruptly. I apologize for that. I don't know what happened. My phone decided to go. Anyway, I was talking about contracts, guys, contracts and illegal agreements on whatever you're trying to do, property, whatever, trying to sell stuff, things like that, or agreements on certain deals. My recommendation 100% is have someone, first one, have them draft a paper, basically bullet pointing everything that you want, all your little concessions, right? And mind you, they have the right to tell you, no, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this. Mind you, they have the right, but that doesn't mean you have to accept it, guys. It just means that when it comes to these negotiations, it's all about trying to find each other's middle ground, where both of you have the appropriate situation where you're like, oh, okay, I agree with that, I agree with this, I agree with that. Ladies and gentlemen, never ever agree to a situation unless 100% you can trust them, or they have been proven to be trusted. Because there are people out there, even your best friends, guys, they have the potential to backstab you. I'm not saying they will. No, I'm not saying that. But it is a possibility. Sammy, thank you for checking out my videos again. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel. And I apologize for... like I said before, I'm just basically explaining to everyone out there that maybe when you're doing deals or doing like buys, be very careful what you put your name to. Have them put their name to it, and if they hesitate, then that is my recommendation, guys. Tell them, okay, cool, put your name to it. If you have with every sense of any kind of audacity, if you would put your name to that type of thing, then give me the pen. If not, let's negotiate or cut the deal. Because, guys, let me ask you this. Would you trust someone that basically told you something, right? And they automatically basically said, and you asked them, would you put your name to such a deal? Knowing that you are in the major disadvantage. And if you would, let me ask you this. Why? Why would you? Are you okay? Are you a sap? I got a bridge to sell you, I'm going to be honest. Those are my inner thoughts. I would not come out with them, of course. But my thought process would go in that direction. Because I'd be telling them, no, but I would actually ask them, would you put your name to this? Because if you would, then I have to question your sanity. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Because no one with any kind of scruples or brains would not only bring up such a situation like this, such a really bad deal, in bad faith, mind you. I'm talking about a deal basically do more harm to the other person than anything. Like, for instance, if you're in the middle of a deal, right? Hey, how's it going, Leone? Thank you very much for checking out this video. Appreciate the love. Like and subscribe. Definitely helps the channel. Anyway, so let me ask you this. Would you put your name to something like, if you're going to a dealership, right? And the dealership asks you for, I think, $56,000, right? $56,000. Mind you, I'm not 100%. I'm pretty sure I'm off by a whole zero. $56,000, and again, that really depends on the type of vehicle. I'm assuming. I'm not 100% on that. So $56,000, and you ask them for all the amenities that you've been wanting, like heated seats, cruise control, all that, right? And you go into the car and you realize none of the things you asked for was, and then they tell you, oh yeah, all that. I can get you all those other amenities. You just have to add again the provisional, the extra zero. So it's 56. So again, 56,000. So all together, and then they add another type of zero, so it's 560,000. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong, but the point is, if they add another zero to that price just for asking for the amenities that you have been asking for, like again, heated seats, cruise control, all that shit, right? And then they ask, hey, what if I ask for a camera in the back so I can, make sure I got everything correct? And then they say, oh, that is gonna be another 1,000, yay! You look at them straight in the eye. Would you, in good faith, sign that contract? Personally, if they try to pull this shit on me and they tell me everything I wanted would add another 1,000 or another $2,000 onto the price, and then it comes out like almost 10 times the price of what I asked for, would you personally sign that contract? I know I wouldn't, because that's just basically bad faith on their part. They basically, because I've had situations. My brother once, I'm not saying this is my brother. One of my brothers, he's an actual blood brother. From same mom and everything. So we were talking, and I remember this one time we were hanging out, and we were going to go get him a new truck, right? A new truck, and he didn't know very much English, mind you, at the time. And he asked me if I can translate for him, and I said, sure, no problem, bro. So he gives me the number, and I said, oh my God, it's this guy. Okay, cool. So I call him. I call the guy, and I asked him, oh, hey, how's it going? I'd like to see if your truck is still available. And the guy goes, yeah, it's still available. And I asked for the price, because before I did any of this, I had to ask my brother for the price, what's going on, tell me about the deal, because that way I can figure out whether or not my brother was getting gypped. Mind you, this is the first time I've ever done any of this, but even I knew the basic concept of, asking these kind of questions, because I feel like a lot of times, so I asked him, so you let me ask you all the questions. And the guy on the other end kind of sounded like he was exasperated. Lucky Brick, how you doing? Thank you for checking out my videos. I'm telling the story about a deal gone wrong, I'm gonna be honest. And my brother, like I said, my brother is the one that had to go through with it, and I was the one on the one side of it, because I was helping my brother, since he, at the time, did not speak very much good English. He just, it's not the fact that he couldn't, it's just the fact that it was around the time where he didn't apply very much for English. Mind you, he's better now. He's obviously better now, because him and me conversate in both languages, so we're all good. But back then, he had issues with English. So he asked me for really complicated shit, right? And mind you, the only reason he asked me, despite me being less experienced in the shit he has to deal with, he knows I know that I asked the right questions for the most part, under most circumstances. So I asked him so what's the price range here, and how's the car, all that information that you ask. The guy increasingly got annoyed, and then he pulls and this is where it goes into really bad faith, guys. Mind you, it turns down. Anyway, so he goes down into the final question, and I go, so how's the truck? So you telling me you're asking for I don't remember what the price was. I'd say it was closer to 65,000. That's why I put that number in earlier. 65,000 roughly. And mind you, it was a used truck, and it wasn't any bigger than any truck than you can think of. It was a Ford truck, which is funny because I didn't realize my brother was into Ford, but he wanted to get one that was relatively cheap for work. And mind you, was it a Ford or was it a Ram? I think it was a Ram. I think it was a Ram. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to remember what type of truck it was, but it was one of those work type trucks. You know what I mean? Because he's in construction, my brother. And anyway, so I asked him, so how many miles are on this truck? And and then he gives me that number. I relay it to my brother, and my brother looks at me and goes, "For that price?" And then he starts asking me the questions of, "Okay, so how is the wear and tear?" And he goes, "Okay, I guess." And I'm like, I know for a fact my brother would definitely kill the deal under these circumstances, because I would have. I didn't feel anything. It's like I was like, "Excuse me," are you, and then he asked this question. This is what he asks: "Are you the buyer, by the way?" And I'm like, "No, I'm translating for my brother." And then this is where it gets good. And then I hear an exasperated sigh, guys, an exasperated sigh. Thank you, appreciate it, love. Thank you. I sincerely love you guys. Anyway. So, long story short, my brother he didn't buy the truck because the guy was a full-on racist. I'm not bullshitting. He basically sighed and said, "Wait, what? Wait, you're translating for someone?" It's like, "Yes, sir, I am, for my brother." It's like, "What? Is he some kind of wetback or some shit?" I'm like, "You know what? F you." I hung up the phone. My brother, of course, got a little upset with me, but I said, "Bro, he was a racist. He would have tried to jack the price up as it is. He would have tried taking 10 times if he considered giving you the money, giving you the truck. Again, it wasn't worth it." And then my brother just looks at me and goes, "Are you kidding?" I'm like, "No, he basically got mad at me for translating for you. And then he called you And then he looks at me and goes, so you hung up on him?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I really am." He goes, "No, don't be. I appreciate it." And plus, the way he was explaining it, I didn't feel comfortable buying it in the first place. I'm like, "Yeah, neither would I. Why would I feel comfortable buying a truck over some guy that not only obviously just wants to jip you?" Because honestly, from what it sounded like, the truck was probably in worse condition, I told him. And he was just basically trying to mark up the price so he can get more out of it for basically a clunker, I bet. It probably won't even start, knowing this guy. He was trying to get you to buy it. And even if it did work, you probably spend more money fixing it than it was even worth. And my brother goes, "Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that." But yeah, that is basically all I'm saying is, guys, be very careful out there, guys, because ask the right questions. My recommendation, and the biggest one I could tell you, is if you're going into a deal, any kind of deal, ask for the paperwork. Ask for the Carfax, folks. Ask for the Carfax. And mind you, that this comes with any kind of deal at all, not just buying a car. But like Carfax, I recommend just basically look, kick the tires, see what's up. Because honestly, guys, be very, very, very wary, because people are out there trying to get more out of it for less. And on your expense. You will wind up getting nothing, and people will be happy for you paying for absolutely nothing. So be very wary, guys. And that is my PSA for today. thank you very much for checking out this video. Please like, subscribe, and yes, folks, I'm putting your guys' name on it, because the deal we have here is if you put your name on that subscription, you put your like and all that, my only thing is I will try 100% to make you either informed or entertained, sometimes even both. I 100% guarantee. This is your friendly neighborhood gamer Djinn Candle, guaranteeing you being informed, entertained, or just mildly intrigued. Whichever works for you, bub. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.